Hello, everyone, and we have returned to Dreams of Silver and Stone, brought to you by Roll for Chaos, and all these beautiful, wonderful individuals surrounding the table here with me are such a joy to watch. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens to you next and what horrible things I make you do. So
Rude.
we happen to have met up with Felicia, who's now over there with Patchy, and everybody's inside of this little alchemical lab. There's a crack. There's a splattering, splooshing noise, and ex-dwarf machine proceeds to start pouring across the floor in front of everyone with a horrendous
Ex-dwarf machina.
acidic, kind of this acidic, putrescid smell just starts flooding the room.
What was this adventure?
Question, does he look dead to you all?
As you see, he's like melted halfway.
I noticed when people start gooing, they're probably dead.
You've gone past dead and you're into disposed of.
It smells like sulfur dioxide. Did you put acid on it?
Yeah, I didn't want the Empire soldiers to find him.
That worked out well.
Well, they didn't find him, did they?
Okay, I'm gonna vote we take the conversation outside.
Oh, please.
No, you guys stay here. It's just a bit of... This happens. You all are acting like this hasn't happened before.
And Patchy, your sense of smell is long gone at this point, based on what you've been doing.
You too. So, the town folks seem to be a little bit freaked out by your presence. You know, you coming and then all these dead soldiers.
Are we outside?
Not yet.
You shouldn't go outside because they're looking for you.
As soon as Clay goes outside, I'm following Q.
I'll go out. I hope there is a backside so we can be outside, but not in view of the hunters.
There is a yard, but it was exploded, and part of his house is now open to the wilds.
Yeah, it's fresh air. The bad smell will go in a minute. Just wait. There's airflow. Just open the door. There'll be airflow.
Yeah, I'll do like the thing where you like open and close the door.
And just like fanning the room.
We all grab something.
Nohu, what are you doing at the moment?
I'm getting a little bit distracted at the moment. I mean, what else is there to do? Why can't we just go on an adventure already? Oh my god, I'm so bored.
We're gonna go. We're going.
I just imagine Nohu. I just imagine Nohu sitting splayed-legged on the floor and just arms up. I'm so bored.
We need to move now. Like now.
Never mind.
But now.
Wait, we gotta go. Just give us a sec. I'm gathering the traveling group. No, we can't just go on our own. The mills will kill us.
That's what makes them so desirable. You never know what's in a meal.
You never know what's in a MILF. You heard it here first.
Yes, no.
Right. So before this goes any further, first of all, I think Patchy, is it?
Yes.
I think that then we have a couple services here that you are sorely in need of. Specifically, someone subtle, as well as someone who can look maybe at least a little bit more in place somewhere. Now, I am not opposed to the level of discreetness that you seem to be needing, indicating towards the melted dwarf, although know that it does cost a bit extra. Now, what exactly is this adventure? How long?
You're talking about getting rid of the bodies. We'll do that later. I'll
Sure.
As long as it's dead, I'll figure it out. My worry was that it would suddenly get alive while we were gone and cause other troubles. We don't want any of that. What? They don't want the guy to come alive when we're gone. Then why are you all looking at me weird?
Necromancy, just casually mentioned.
He's a war criminal.
Nova is intimately familiar with Ithalium, but they're not usually on the planet.
So, the townsfolk is a little bit more suspicious of you two. I'm gonna tell them you're working for me, and we're gonna go on that adventure we were talking about as my as traveling companions that are joining me. Does that sound good?
It sounds fantastic, as long as
Oh.
it gets us to go spelunking in the MILF.
Yes, we will go into the MILF. But you and I need to talk later because I'm really curious on what you know. And Clay, is it?
Aye.
Join us. We'll probably need someone that can, stay alive in Miocenis.
And we were on the topic of compensation.
Talking of compensation, what do you want for compensation?
Well, it depends. Is there going to be a take, or is this going to be a flat rate job?
Don't trust him, Nova.
Well, I mean, he brings up a good point
So,
in some ways.
Patchy, give me a brains
just saying.
roll.
All right. Guys already hassling for me for money. We'll figure it out as we go.
No, I think I'd rather figure it out now, actually.
Patchy, the first thing you
Wasn't
think of...
born yesterday.
Well, he's looking for money, of course. You could always try to pay him with your own personal fundage, but if he's a entrepreneurial sort, you happen to have heard of a city out here in the wilderness that used to have its fair share of finances that were left behind in a catastrophe. If
El Tocado!
if he'd like, you could provide him with the location of this after the job is done.
You look to me like someone who's always up for treasure and whatnot.
That's what we're currently speaking of, aye.
Gold, yeah, or money or whatever.
Well,
I
if there
can
were
get
treasure
you
at the end of the
The
job, then
coordinates of a specific area in this here planet that you could that not a lot of people know this location that is famed to have quite a bit of compensation you can take home. I mean, I could just pay you flat out on my own earnings,
Mhm.
or if you're in a entrepreneurial sort, as the voice in the sky has mentioned, something you could try to get something even more. How about that?
Now, I just want a few key details. So first of all, you're saying there's a ruin out in the jungle that you know the location of, that no one else knows the location of, that you haven't gone looted yourself because you just didn't want to. Is that what's going on?
I'm gonna give an expression to my pretty old-ish patchy body.
Mm-hmm. Aha. I see. And you are saying that the information about this city is going to be the compensation for myself and my associate here.
Yeah, just think about it. We go on an adventure now, and later we go on another adventure.
Now, you and I were gonna work. Oh, don't run away, Felicia. I'm not trying to scare. Ah, fine, I scared the Felicia. What I'm trying to say, no, who you and I, we got a lot of things to do on ourselves. But yes. To the answer of your question.
Do I believe him?
Do you believe him?
do
You
I think
can
he's telling
roll.
my
You can roll aware, so you can determine if he's lying, or brains if you know anything about this world.
No, I
by the
don't
way,
know
how do I
anything
know
about
about
this
this city?
It has to do with your history and with a specific attack caused, leaving a huge amount of wealth inside of a place that's very dangerous now because of something that occurred related to you.
Oh!
That's
You
why.
mean Crimson Mane doing that thing?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Now I have more information to go on. Yeah, about that. I'd rather not go there. Personal reasons.
I wouldn't want to get rich.
How do I put this? I just didn't. Personal reasons.
You're not the one that ruined the city, are you?
I just don't like to look at that place again, ever. Ever.
Right.
Okay, you know what? You know what? I'm gonna grab Felicia.
Gonna show her collar. That's like I'm assuming is a very rare material that has come from this place. That's very like goldish. Yeah,
A very
because
expensive
Felicia
collar.
is from this place. What?
Yeah. A very expensive collar.
A very expensive collar, and the Felicia's name is like written on it too.
See this? This comes from there.
Clay, give brains roll and see if you can determine what he's even holding and what it's worth.
Yeah.
That
16.
is a hand-cast platinum and mithril necklace piece, probably worth 1,000 silver by itself.
All right.
This is the only thing I have from there. It is. I've been there personally. Would not want to go there again. Not a lot of people go there, but an entrepreneurial soul like you would probably get a kick out of it.
All right. So if I am getting the agreement down, we're going to. Now, I'm not even going to try and guess what this job is from what I've heard so far. But we're going to go. Sounds like you're interested in acquiring something from someone, somewhere. Right? And so we're multiple things. All right. So we're going to go on a bit of a collection run, and that of course will involve, I'm sure, being at least somewhat discreet about what we're and where we're collecting. Yes.
I mean, discreet. It's not something the ordinary person in this town would do. It's kind of dangerous. You seem like a person that can handle danger. This guy definitely looks like someone who can handle danger. Look at those bows. And know who is know who. And you two,
For that.
look, you were stuck in time for hundreds of years and survived, so you know.
I'm actually, I mean, Kaizen, and what's our motivation? I mean, I don't mind going on an adventure, but I mean, what are you doing with? Okay, the melty dwarf smoothie makes you slightly questionable as far as a stand-up Skixin or not. So, where are we going and why?
First of all,
Those
that
are good
dwarf
questions, right?
is Maximus so-and-so, Empire officer who blow up an entire Skixin village and killed a bunch of Skixin civilians. I was giving him the lesson he needed. So
He's telling
don't feel bad
mostly
about
the
it.
truth.
Oh,
So,
okay.
Patchy, give me a
Yes.
brains roll again.
All right. Ah, shit.
7. There's something about Nova that leads you to believe that you can trust her, but you're not sure what that is.
Felicia likes you. Doesn't like anyone really.
She likes me.
Oh, I bet she'd like me. Come here, Thon. And I'm gonna approach Felicia.
Meet the cat later.
Clay approaches Felicia.
Clay approaches Felicia. Felicia
Oh.
sits there just meow, meow,
Oh yeah, hi, you're a ferocious one, aren't you?
meow.
Yeah, master your domain. I bet you he's grateful that you let him stick around. I know. If we didn't have the food, I understand you'd be all to yourself. But those thumbs, they come in useful in a servant, don't they?
Meow.
Oh, aren't y'all? Look at you. Go for like behind the ear scritch.
Give us a charming roll.
Great, and I'll get my +2 for my outer clan ability here.
All right.
Because I'm working with an animal here.
It's a 25.
Oh!
So Clay moves forward, brings up his hand, and without a moment's hesitation, Felicia just like rubs up into
Oh.
his hand.
There you go. Oh, there you
Clearly,
go,
she
Nova.
likes everyone.
Felicia, you're
Oh.
supposed to be an asshole repellent. If he turns out to be mean, I'm eating you.
At this point, I fully just like pick her up and like stroke her and like Get right under the like, oh.
Clearly, she
You-
likes some more than others.
You are an Outer Clan dwarf, aren't you? I've read about Outer Clan dwarves before, and they're very good with animals.
Well, I try my best to be good with people too, but
Rob,
you got to that
does-
makes sense in a way. People
does
don't.
That
Clay
big
want
smile. I
Felicia
don't know
to
about big
become
smiles.
his ally?
No, but what I do want is while then I'm gonna like just pet Felicia for a while and then let the conversation continue and slowly edge towards Kiara with Felicia.
Kiara, did you show up down here? You were back at the house last time.
I was planning on cleaning up all of the mud that was leading to the room and then following Clay because he was going to Patchy's, and I feel like Clay would be willing to give Patchy saliva, and I want to just make sure that doesn't happen.
All right, so it took you a few minutes to clean up. That was a bit of a mess. And at the end of that, you kind of like sprint out into the rain in time enough to see like the whole door shut and everybody inside of there. So she comes in.
I will not knock.
Yeah, right about this time, a little bit before that. Kiara just walks in
As
Clay picks
long
up the
as-
cat.
Like, Clay picked up the cat. Okay, is somebody still at the door, like, swooshing it back and forth to get the smell out, and then Kiara just, like the...
No, but she does walk into a wall of gross smells.
Yeah.
Excuse you, no one else heard of knocking anymore.
Well, she's with me.
But still, you need to knock. It's polite.
Kiara
On the door.
knocks.
You may come in.
That was a shady knock.
I'm gonna ignore that. But so is that compensation enough for you? By the way, question: would that place still be toxic for his kind?
Which place? The place that place? Potentially. It could have drawn in who knows what from the wilds too.
But also that place, they did that thing to dwarves, so I'm talking about that.
Yeah, I know. You don't know what the half-life is on that stuff at the moment, but you think it might be okay. You don't know. You'd have to get closer to find out.
This
Yeah,
conversation
so
is
that's-
sketchy, and I don't like it.
Super sketch, super sus, as the kids say.
Hell.
So, all of you together...
I'll talk about vague things with Ty, too. Hey, Ty, remember the thing?
No.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, I remember the thing.
You remember
the
the
thing
thing,
with
okay.
that what? With the
Yeah.
and the
The thing that could be super dangerous to Patchy?
yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
I'm not giving the information to him just now. I'm gonna do it later once the job's over, and then once then I might share the information. God damn it, you all are so premature.
So here's what I'll say. As part of the arrangement, now I'm a newcomer to the wonderfully interesting place that is Miocenis. I'm going to hope I don't offend when I say that you look like you've been around it for a while, doing your thing.
Calling me old.
I'm calling you well-traveled.
I think it's
So-
the moss. It's the moss that makes him look well traveled.
It's a lot of it's a lot of things, but the moss does not hurt. No, so
Yeah, I'm gonna
Say-
I'm gonna open my mouth and like you're gonna see chipped tooths
Yeah.
and like the whole like patches of fur that is falling off reveals itself even more.
yes. So anywho, so in exchange for our services on this little retrieval mission, you can not only give us the coordinates here, but we'll get some information about the dangers of Miocenis here.
Yeah. Oh, of course. I'll give you that information. I'll even give you more information about that place and how to avoid the reason most people don't go there.
That I think was hopefully implicit.
Just 1 second. You're not going to finish this talk without my input. You're not going to give him that information without taking me afterwards. I come along with
With him.
yeah, to the place.
When you come back, because I need you. You are interesting. I need to use you for an experiment.
Oh yeah, sure. I'll be back. I'm always come back.
Great. Okay, so it's decided. So should we head out?
Finally. I was about to pee all over the place.
Ew, why don't you go to
There's a bathroom over there.
Yeah, but there's so much water around. I mean, don't any one of you wants to go?
Oh, wait, no, don't pee here. I saw what happened when you did that last time. Do it outside on like.
Hopefully, even last time he peed on something, it came alive.
Question:
Ow.
What do you all think would be the least harmful if it came alive?
I'll go to the lake.
Did you say on your leg?
a what?
I'll go to the lake.
It goes
I
to
say
the
run
lake.
out. I say run
Oh,
out. Like a pool, you know.
No, who
I'm gonna
turns
go pee in the pool.
and goes and runs outside.
Cool.
So it came alive?
Working with eccentrics is always interesting.
Kobolds. Kobolds are weird. 6.
No,
Six
it's a
is
kobold. That's not a
unconscious.
kobold thing.
After seeing that dwarf melt and fall out there, everything else that had happened, Six is laying unconscious on the floor in the back.
Ah, shit. I'm gonna put a blanket over the dwarf, the melted dwarf, and
It's just like
Oh,
putting
great! Just soak
paper
it
over a
into the
pile of
blanket
vomit.
now. You
Yes.
all you've done is ruin the blanket. Oh,
oh my
gross.
god. Okay, fine. I think I have a furnace somewhere here. I'm gonna just lift the body and toss it in, and
It's
turn it
gonna
on.
take you a long time to fix this up, Patchy. And in the meantime, it is now roughly 10 o'clock at night and still raining very hard outside. You all have been about quite a bit. I've been through quite a bit today. There's been a lot of exercise. There's been a lot of excitement, and you're tired. I don't know who is interested in leaving right away, but everybody else here is human or mortal.
Rude.
Mortal?
So you all want to leave first
The
thing tomorrow,
semi-mortal?
then?
I mean,
Sure. Yes. Still in
quick
Hawaii, but why
question.
not?
Are there going to be more bugs or any of those asshole guards coming back?
Bugs, unfortunately, is a Miocenis thing.
So that's everywhere. Okay.
I don't know
Empire
about
is
dwarf.
also kind of an everywhere thing as well.
I thought those bugs avoided the towns and cities. What would cause them to come?
Well, they were chasing us.
Yeah.
I may or may not have made one like fall in love with me, but then also want to eat me. It was a weird day.
It was strange, and then there was horrible leeches at the bottom of a lake, and we chose the best of two evils.
Your best of two evils has killed 2 Empire soldiers outside
5.
the town. 5
5.
Empire soldiers.
Also, are you trying to make us feel guilty about that? Because you didn't seem super upset about it.
No, thank you so much. But next time you try to kill something, maybe ask me first because I could use them alive.
You could use them alive. Okay, we'll be sure to run that by you.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. We're
Appreciate
not going to do that.
What? Why?
I didn't say that to you. Shh.
I heard it though.
You don't
Okay,
know
fine.
what our elven ears hear.
All right.
Right.
Well, this was a very interesting conversation.
Was it?
Interesting is the word I'm going to use because
Okay,
I
okay.
like. But again,
Is there a place to sleep around here, though?
That's not frozen or stinky.
A bed would be amazing.
Melody's inn is working. Actually, Clay, since you're working under me, tell Melody that your time here is on my tab.
oh,
I mean, Kiara's standing right there. She works for Melody too. So.
Never mind.
all right.
Wow.
It's
Dwarf
okay.
comes in, male
I stand in
dwarf.
the
You
shadows.
forget about the-
Exactly. You forget about the female elf. What the hell?
Wow.
What? Apparently, it's
Okay,
already-
boomer.
Clay
No, it's
comes
fine.
in.
It's fine.
Right?
Okay, so
Okay.
I'm gonna
The
say
inn?
everybody heads over to the inn, introduces themselves. Melody sets you, Nova and Kaizen up with a room. Patchy, you're busy cleaning and taking care of Six, and he helps you defrost your building and put up a couple of simple blankets that can keep the air out of your room for the night, realizing it's probably going to be a multi-day adventure in getting that repaired. But you're potentially going to be gone for a while, so you set 6 to fixing your wall while you travel. Nohu,
Yeah.
where do you go the moment you leave the house? You headed to the lake?
I mean, I guess after realizing that the adventure is not going to happen today and we're going to have to spend a whole night in the town, he's going to be a little bit restless, so he'll start by modifying his gun with his Cutkin upgrade.
Ooh, a
He'll make sure,
Kajkin upgrade.
yeah, he'll make sure that it's all tip-top shape for the adventure to follow.
Excellent. Give us a Kajkin table roll, and we'll see what upgrade you ended up coming up with. That is a 1. The item grants +3 to any roll using the item. However, on a failure, the user is going to be launched at 1d10 distance forward from their current position. If you impact with objects, you take a bunch of damage.
Perfect. And you know, I've forgotten how relaxing and time-consuming just working on my weapons is. And I haven't been with a lot of people as of late. And we have new parties, people on the party. I think they'll really appreciate a gift. A gift of me, I don't know, going into, let's say, Nova's room, wherever she's sleeping, and getting inside and just modifying her own gun with a similar Kutkin upgrade.
Okay. So,
Or whatever happens.
No,
That is a family
in the
heirloom.
middle of the night, you make
That's
your
my
way.
mama's gun.
You make your way into the building, and let's see if you end up in Nova's room. There are a lot of doors in here. There are 6 of them. I'm assuming you're going to choose one at random, or are you going to go listen? Like, what are you doing?
I'll use my nose. Having met
Alright.
Nova, I'll guide myself by scent.
Use your awareness, and I'll give you a +2 to this, because you know what she smells like. Very unique to the village.
I haven't had a shower in 100 years, y'all.
Oof. That is a 6. She obviously smells different after she's bathed at Melody's Inn.
I don't know, whatever door and then I
Alright.
end up with.
Give me a d6 roll, and we'll see where you end up. Okay, you sneak into the room at night. It is dark. You hear a soft snoring in the distance. You climb over to their gear, reach in, and you grab a weapon. Go ahead and roll to see what kobold invention you place upon it. You place, flying movement options on the scene. The device has a rocket pack attached to it that will fling its user up to 8 move in one scene, once per scene. If it fails, however, which on Kajkin upgrades is anytime you roll a 5 naturally or lower, the device will explode, launching you straight up 2d10 distance, so up to 50 feet straight up. Clay, what weapon do you have that he could have modified?
A sword.
So he modifies your sword with a rocket pack, and then
Nice.
leaves your room sneaking out.
I love it.
That's fantastic.
So put on that you have a Kajkin rocket pack on there. If you activate it, which requires an overload, it can cause you to fly by holding onto it very tightly at up to 8 move.
I love this. Yes, 100%.
All right, and then Nohu, you make your way out. Job well done. Nova's gonna really appreciate that in the morning.
Man, it's so good to be me. I mean, I'm so generous. I'm the perfect hero. I just know it. All right, I'll go to the center of the town, the big tree, and I'll make my little hole there where I usually sleep.
You move back to your little hovel, the little crook in the tree that is out there. And when you arrive at this time, Periwinkle's standing off to the side, and she just kind of nods her head to you, and then moves back off into the brush and the scrub. You can see like plants growing up around her as she walks past. And in your little crook where all of your stuff is laid, there's now a soft bed of moss that she has left you.
Oh man, and she never has any weapons or things like that for me to modify. Maybe I'll think about modifying just normal clothes in some way.
You have one thought. Now, when you urinated on the statue, earlier it came to life. What is Periwinkle like more than statues?
Flowers or vegetation. Oh yeah, she really needs some friends around here. So I guess if I can distinguish what are the flowers she likes the most, I'll try to spread my love.
All
So
right,
that
across some tulips out in the midst of the garden there. You go over and you proceed to start peeing upon them. Give me a high or low to determine if it's too late for this effect to still remain in place.
hi.
You pee upon the tulips. Now you will roll a d4. A 1 will make these tulips feral. A 2 will make them over. Okay, you got it.
I don't
So
have time to wait for your explanation.
you didn't even wait for the
No.
explanation. Nohu pees upon these tulips, and you see them kind of turn and just start like wobbling back and forth, and their little vine arms come out and hug your leg.
All right. I am your god now. Jum must be friends with what was her name? Penelope? No,
Periwinkle.
Paprika.
I believe
Periwinkle.
it's Periwinkle, yes.
Periwinkle. Yeah. The third one. Yeah, the third name I said. You all must be friends with Periwinkle. She needs you. Stay with her and love her always. So says your god.
And you see them all just kind of like start wobbling away. Their little roots come out of the ground and they go marching off into the woods.
Tell her I said you're welcome.
And Nohu beds down in his nice bed of peat moss and goes to sleep for the night.
Great. Now Aether and Steamworks 2.0 has a new species.
It's true. Or we just figured out how to play Plants vs. Zombies.
All right. The evening passes. Nova, as you're laying in bed, you're afflicted with nightmares. And they happen to be of a strange variety, well, not unlike what you've witnessed for a long time. You're stuck in that place again. You're stuck in that place. There's no one there. It's forever. It's non-ending. It's no senses. It's no feeling. It's no light. It's no companionship. It is no voices. And even your companions, your imaginary friends, as it were, aren't there. You're stuck there again. And that's all you can think of for a while until you wake up in the morning feeling unrested and frustrated. Kai,
Well,
go ahead.
I was just gonna say, at least my gun won't explode on me.
Thank you for the follow, Shepard17, or however you want to say that.
Thank you.
Kaizen, from where you're at for the night, sleeping is difficult. You're used to meditation, you're used to time passing at various moments, and only sleeping when you feel like that would be the right time to do so. Taking those rests that just suddenly show up and you're like, I'm sleeping now. Those periods of time on Sedna were ones nobody remembered. There are moments that didn't really exist. The fact that you don't remember how to fall asleep is difficult for you as you become more and more tired and you lay there. And your mind goes through these paces. Like, what should be happening next? Why isn't something happening now? Where should I be? What is important to this moment? And you really have to focus yourself to even be present in the area. You need to learn to find a way to focus less to fall asleep. Everything that you have done for the day is spinning over and over in your mind. That solid state, that memory path that goes in one direction, that shows you everything that happened. You remember it all very vividly, very strongly compared to normal. And it's almost like you're reliving the day over and over again in your mind as you're laying in the bed staring at the
So
ceiling.
IRL, yeah, in real life.
Yeah.
Okay. So conflicted with that, laying there all night, he really focuses on trying to still his mind and be in the present and let go of that constant cycle, trying so hard, because the present is something that has never really existed for him, and who knows how long, because everything is the present. So he's just really, really trying to just focus on the here and now and listen to the sounds in the room, listen to the sounds outside. and try to get some sleep.
Roll magical for me. 19. Kaizen, as you're laying there and you focus deeply and you stop your mind, you clear everything out until it's nothing but the sound of the rain pounding outside, the creak of some of the wood in the building hit by wind, the soft sound of feet moving through the inn as Melody kind of does her rounds. You can hear a soft weeping noise on occasion in the distance somewhere. And as you're laying there, the ceiling splits and the sky opens up. You see through the top of the building. It's on fire. You see a flying ship in the air, something like would go on the water, something not normally found on Sedna. This thing is floating in the skies above you, glowing with radiance and firing cannon fire all around you. You see explosions, and you see the sky rip asunder, and some great energy source, some great being appears in the heavens. And then the crack shunder's closed again, and you find yourself shaken more than before.
Pleasant dreams again. He begins to focus on if it's the future of this town and if it is going to affect anyone that he's met today.
Roll awareness.
14.
You have two thoughts. One, this is a point in the far past, but you don't know very much about this world, so it's not for you to know if that's actually a part of this history. Or it is something yet to come, and it means there's some sort of terrible fate that will befall Stuckfoot.
I must alert everyone in the morning. And he continues to try to clear his mind and focus on the now and see if anything else comes to him. It's a regular routine for him that he does nightly, trying to clear everything out to see if he can sense Setna, his family, who are constantly in that torment and tug of war of time and war and peace. All he wants is just to feel them and try to get back to them. Though they were disappointed with him because he didn't want to be still constantly, he knows that they love him and he wants desperately to go try to save them from that cycle.
You reach for them, and this is the first time you cannot feel them specifically, now that you're in a new place. Eventually, sleep comes to you, but not until far too late. You wake up in the morning feeling just kind of exhausted. We move on over to Kiara. Kiara, I'm assuming you sleep in your own room rather than sharing one with Clay, even though you're close friends.
No, he's gross and smells.
That's true. He is gross and smells.
Plus, there are more important things in my room than dealing with Clay right now, so.
How do you sleep that evening yourself? Clay's here, back in your life again. He's been a rock for you for a long time until he was not anymore, and you were alone. This is the first time you've actually felt like not entirely alone again in a long time.
I think it's delayed because of what Clay had been talking about. In fact, a person very dear to both of us is not with us in the best way right now. So I think it's a kind of restless in the beginning, and then because Kiara enjoys sleep, just becomes a rock halfway through.
So in your restlessness, does Kiara feel guilty that she left? And
100% she feels guilty.
She didn't stay and maybe make a difference in Clay's family.
Yeah, there's a little bit of, I don't want to call it survivor's guilt, but that's kind of what it is, because she was technically safe and left the members of Clay's family to be less than safe.
Does she worry that Clay, after the initial shock of finally seeing her again, might come to resent her?
No, but only because I think she feels that she could outsmart him if need be.
So
it's less fear, more I mean, I guess there's a little bit of fear that it'll come to that, because of course she doesn't want to have to outsmart or incapacitate her best friend, but like if it has to happen, it'll happen.
So we do see a few moments of Kiara laying in bed, kind of staring at the ceiling and rocking back and forth and thinking about a few things before suddenly she's just out. It's been a long day. We move over to Clay. Clay, you have traveled a long way. You've dealt with a lot of things. You have outsmarted a bunch of dumb people, made some decent money, bounced all over the place, and are exhausted. You've been wet, you've been cold. Give me a tough roll.
Okay, will do. Huh.
Clay,
That's about right.
as you lay there in bed, your nose begins running and you begin sneezing as you have developed a cold.
Oh, good.
This is the first cold we've ever had in Aether and Steamworks.
Keeping a mind to not grow anything gross on Brownie, will just kind of, despite being bone tired, needing rest, still like pulls like very slowly himself out of bed and checks on Brownie and makes sure she's asleep and safe.
You check on Brownie as she's laying there in bed. You hear her whimpering. Mom, 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 no. You see her start tossing and turning a little bit, calling out for her parents.
And so I will just kind of take I imagine that there's like, you know, like a large comforter and then like a smaller sheet. I'll take my comforter and put it over her for like a little bit of a weighted blanket thing and just kind of make it so she's nice and cozied up and really kind of safe feeling, hopefully, in the blankets.
As you put the blanket over her, she kind of reaches over and grabs your arm and doesn't seem to want to let go of it while she's asleep.
Yeah, and we'll kind of look down at her and fiddle with the wedding ring, the wedding band that he keeps wearing, and just I think he will fall asleep with her to
We see Clay.
keep her safe.
We see Clay sitting there at the side of the bed, his head just kind of on the edge of it, uncomfortably on the floor, with his arm being held by this little girl as he falls asleep next to her. Nohu, that moss is some of the most comfortable stuff you've lain in. Your mind is scrambling. There are 100 adventures you want to go on. Too many, pulling you in different directions, but part of you is excited enough about tomorrow's events, you find it difficult to sleep. What are you thinking about?
Well, I'm thinking all about the difference in this time of going not just by myself, getting lost, possibly drowning or being eaten, or exploding, or hanging myself, or cutting me, or falling down a cliff. And instead, the difference that will come from being in a group. The difference of drowning by myself, between drowning with a group, or between being eaten by myself and being eaten on my group, and all the different kind of places that we can explore. Maybe I can find or I can explore deeper into some of the ruins that I have just noted down instead of exploring inside of them.
Absolutely. I mean, the idea that somebody else might be there to, wave goodbye to you as you're eaten, I mean, that's amazing right there in itself.
Yeah, I mean, I've always been like a little bit sad that if anything happened to me, no one will be even there to see me. They will always be wondering what happened to that brave Nohu. And well, now at the very least, somebody will know.
They can tell your stories when you're gone.
Yeah, they can spread all of my glorious adventures.
Of course, you need to make sure you leave a lasting legacy. And Nohu goes off to sleep, and the little Kajkin laying there, his tongue slightly lolling out with a large smile on his face as he goes to bed. He wakes up, of course, with a bunch of loam and moss all over his tongue, an early breakfast.
Before I'm just shoving things into my mouth, and as soon as my mouth is sufficiently full, I'm going like banging on Patchy's door.
All right.
I
The morning,
crack her down.
the morning comes. The rain has stopped for the day, for the evening. It is now just relatively early, like I'd say 7 o'clock in the morning or so, when Nohu gets up out of his patch, climbs out, grabs his things, walks over, and starts banging on Patchy's door. Patchy, you are old, and this is really early for you.
Well, apparently I'm the only one who got a good night's sleep, though. So
Excuse me, when it comes to what happens around your place, none of this phased you.
There. What?
What are you out the water? It's up for the adventure.
What time is it?
I don't know. Son.
It's sun o'clock.
Come back in a few hours. I need more sleep.
I scurry around to the opening of the big explosion that happened.
As you're like standing there, Nohu like disappears. You hear him scamper off. Good, he's gone. You turn and walk back into your room, and he walks through the curtain and walks into your room.
We need to go now. We're going to waste
I
more
spent
time
the
on the
entire
floor.
night cleaning.
We can clean after the adventure. I mean, we're going to have so much fun in that adventure. You won't even remember about cleaning. Here, eat some food. And I just try to, I don't know, shove some of the same things I eat.
We got some like moss with mushrooms in it. He tries to shove in your face.
Yep. Oh, by the way, I just want to note this because I feel like if I don't note it, Ty, you will do something with it. On my way back to the place, I pick up the piece of paper that the Empire guards were came here with and burnt
the
it.
handkerchief.
Yeah, I burnt
Okay,
it.
you grabbed the handkerchief. Good on you.
Okay,
It's not like
yeah,
I would have done anything with
I
it.
mean, technically, Nova has that handkerchief in her pocket if we're going with RP and what happened during that scene.
That's true. Nova did take it. If you went out
Don't
looking
do
for it,
this
you
to
didn't
me!
find it there, Patchy.
Ah,
I
shit.
said it.
But there is bodies out there still.
I told him to bring it to my place.
Oh right, that would have happened when you had been going to bed. You'd started cleaning. Your house, your back room where you had the other dwarf stashed, is now full of bodies.
I put them in a freezer.
Well, you just turned it on, I guess, and then the whole room freezes.
Again.
No. Fine.
Your
I
house looks like
burned the bodies. I
frozen
burned the
over.
bodies. That's why I'm all sleepy. I
All
burnt
right,
the bodies
so
all
he
night.
sat up all night burning
I got a
bodies
few
and cleaning
samples
stuff.
of them and put them in my little vials. A couple of
Give me
ingredients that I
give
can
me a
use.
tough roll there, Patchy. Let's see how well you handle a sleepless night. That may or may not come back to. Oh, you gotta read. Oh, there you go. That's better.
Oh,
That's a
no.
critical failure, Patchy. Question for you. Do you want
Wait,
something that
yeah,
will
we have
impact
two
you?
aces from last game.
You already used your aces. Everybody else
I
still
had
has
my
theirs.
one ace. I had
You
one
got-
ace. I thought we had two aces in today.
Not today. So
So, like, let's ask the question: Was Patchy cranky yesterday? Because if today is going to be worse than that, maybe the audience should give him an ace. There's
there's an
Mictionary
ace
with
for
an ace.
No,
Mictionary.
thank you so much.
That's a 3.
Saving all the
It's not a one. It's not
All
a
right.
one.
It isn't a critical failure. So I will say that any moment where you're not in an adrenaline-fueled situation, you're at 1 distraction for the day because you're tired.
Maybe someone will carry me our way there.
I cannot. But I can pull you, and I'll just drag him along.
He grabs a hold of your foot and begins pulling you off balance onto the ground. And Patchy just slides as Felicia walks over and sits on your chest.
Okay, just you know what? That's comfy. I'm sleep deprived. Okay, 6. I need 6 to need to give him a couple of directives before leaving.
Yeah, I'll send him a message. I'm not. I'm just going to the inn.
And you're just being dragged through the mud, just behind Nohu as he walks to the end.
Just leave me alone. I'm gonna go talk to 6, and then I'll find you in the inn.
No, you will find us at the entrance in 5 minutes, and I don't know how to count up to 5 minutes, so you better
Hey,
be better.
hey, there, in 5 minutes. Just give me 5 minutes. Ah!
All right, and Patchy like gets up and kind of jumps off, heading back inside of his lab to find Six. What are you going to tell Six to do while you're gone?
I'm gonna tell him a few things. I'm gonna basically tell him how to keep the place in check. A couple of things he should look out for. The dwarf soldiers are all burned, so he doesn't have to worry about that and doesn't have to get pale. I'm also gonna tell him that while I'm away, I might have a visitor or two. They're a cousin of mine, and if they come, they'll probably like give a little. They'll say that they're my cousin from some other town in Miocenis. And I want him to tell them that, they're, cousin. Actually, no, they're my nephews. Their uncle, Patchy, has gone off to gather some materials because their our grandfather doesn't give me the materials I need. So I needed to take care of it myself. That grandfather with the two little body pieces. Also, while Six is at it, I think Six should ask them, because I'm assuming these are people who will share similar opinions with me, what they think about the Vincere and the stuff he's been doing.
Yes, Mr. Patchy.
You should just tell them what you did. They won't give you up, Empire. Just tell them the stuff you did there, and that a couple of your friends were trying to recruit you for the Vincere. Tell them tell them about it, and they'll tell you what they think. It will be a learning story for you.
Yeah. I'll do that. How long will you be gone, do you think?
A
few days.
2 days.
So maybe I'll fix the hole in your wall?
That will be great.
Okay, hole in the wall, and Uncle Patchy, nephew's grandfather need thing, I'll take care of it.
My nephews will come to visit. Tell them that I had to go because because their dad does not give me the stuff I fucking need.
Okay, yes.
And ask them about the Vincere, but don't say I want to join the well, you know what? Say, have you heard of the Vincere? How are they like? Say that.
Yes.
No, don't do that. Just tell them what you did, and then say they said it was for the Vincere. That's what you should do. Tell them what you did, and that it was for the Vincere.
Okay. Yeah. As we see Patchy saying this stuff over and over again to him, the scene fades, and we move back.
Stab at 666.
We move into the inn. We watch Nohu as he walks into the inn where everybody else is supposed to be at. Everybody else is still asleep at the moment. So what do you do, Nohu?
I grab a couple of pots and pans, go over to the hallway where everybody else, and I start banging them together and screaming.
Bang, 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 bang. Everybody in the hallway.
Adventure time! Come on, grab along. Come along, grab your friends.
So Nohu begins banging pots and pans and yelling, "It's adventure time." Nova, you are right near the entrance where he's at. You're the first one to wake up to the banging.
So Nova is half woken because she's cranky and had a really bad night. So I don't know if this would work totally, but while Nohu is out there banging a pan, suddenly it flies out of his hand as if grabbed by some dog-like type of creature that's angry and upset that they're being woken up.
Suddenly one of the pans goes woof and runs down the hall like something's carrying it.
Then I just have to go and chase it and bring it back.
Nova goes running after the pan.
Nova bought us at least 10 more minutes.
That was my snooze button.
And Clay, how do you handle pots and pangs banging? You have Brownie there look over at you.
Super sore and uncomfy because I slept on sitting up on the ground.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Is there an alarm? Is everything okay?
Brownie's
Brownie's very bleary-eyed.
Fine. Oh, sorry. How you feeling, kiddo?
That was really comfortable. There's feathers inside of this bed.
Hey, beds are pretty nice, aren't they?
They are. I'd always heard about beds, but I had never actually been in one that I can remember. I saw one inside of the house with all the hoppers and hopper friends, but
Mhm.
but I never got the chance to sneak in. There was this one time I almost got in there, but then,
Sure.
breakfast. Is that breakfast?
I should be. Now, Brownie, I have a question to ask you because I'm gonna have to go back out on a bit of a job. It should only be 2 days long. Now,
2
you could
days?
come with, although it's dangerous and we'd have to have a talk about staying safe. But you could, though, stay here where there's a bed and food and a really nice garden.
Food in
Have
a
you seen a
garden
garden
and
before, like
bed?
a flower garden?
I've always heard of flower gardens. I always wanted to
Right.
see flowers. Remember?
Right. So, what I'm gonna do, and I'll kind of hold on a hand. We're gonna go meet someone called Melody. All right, she's very nice. I'm sure she makes very good breakfast, and I'm gonna talk to her about maybe having you stick around here for a little bit while I just go get some work done, so we can make a little bit of money.
Okay. Miss Melody, nice.
Oh, she seems very nice. I think you two will hit it off.
All right. We see Clay take Brownie out into the hallway. Who just zips past a pan like floating in front of them as they're chasing it like around the hallway. Clay, you take Brownie downstairs. You see Melody like making some breakfast, and at the first sight of it, there's a bunch of bread laid out, a couple of some sort of sausage, and some sort of liquid syrupy type substance that she's like pouring across this sweet bread. And
Amazing.
Brownie's eyes light up immediately, and she's like, "Is that? Do I get to have some of that?"
Oh yeah. Kind of like flying Melody down. When you got a second, I think we've got a hungry lass over here.
And you see Melody just kind of ushers her over. She says, "Come down, sit down." And the girl just dives into the food like a hungry shark.
While she does that, I'll kind of pull Melody a little bit off to talk to her. So like I said, not my child. Came across her. She's missing her family. Don't know where they're out and about. So I'm headed out for just a couple days to make a little more silver so I can, get myself back on my feet and all of that. But if I maybe leave you a couple more silver, do you think you could keep an eye on her, or maybe someone in the town could keep an eye on her? Shouldn't she shouldn't be too much trouble. I'm sure she'd be willing to help around with something.
Roll aware
If need be.
for me, Clay, real quick.
Yeah, you got it.
Nat 20. Clay,
Don't mess with me, Brownie.
do you wish to have an insight into individuals within this village, since they're all so close, giving you bonuses to wear rolls with them? Or would you like to know what you saw in her eyes in detail?
Ooh. Her in detail.
You stare at Melody as she kind of looks at you, and she listens to your story, and she looks over to the child. And you see her eyes soften, and you see a pain flutter across her vision, and you can almost hear her heart break temporarily. Melody's lost a child, and having this girl there with her is something that she seems conflicted about and emotional.
Yeah.
You think that she'll definitely take care of Brownie.
Yeah, Clay will kind of offer a hand out, just kind of, hey, I'm not here to pry, not here to put my foot anywhere it doesn't belong, but I'm here. If you need something, you seem like the good sort, and
Hey, don't worry yourself with me, okay? Hey, don't worry about the silver. I'll take care of the child, and you just come back safe. I know that you're not doing a hunt job. I'm assuming you spoke with Patchy.
Hey.
Some of his work is a little strange and dangerous, so you just take care of yourself, Clay. I would hate to see this little girl lose another person she cares about, you know?
Right. No, I no intention of going anywhere here. I got even more than her to take care of here, so.
You also seem like someone who's lost? She looks down and looks at your wedding ring.
Yeah.
So
I
you do right by us, and I'll do right by you. You can stay here as long as you like with her. I won't charge you anymore.
appreciate it. Kind of fidgets with the wedding band again. Just don't know if it ever gets any easier, but just know that you're not the only one feeling this way, I suppose.
Yeah, of course. She like gives you a little hug and then turns back and proceeds to hand in a couple more. Would you like some candies? I make a few of them here with a. You just see.
Oh, I
Brownie's
don't know
eyes
if
light up.
she'd like any candy, miss. You know.
Of course, I would like candy.
Oh, are you sure? Oh man, I don't know.
Yes. And you see her just like stuffing her face again. At that point, Kaizen.
No,
Pots
that's alchemy candy.
Pots and pans bang so loud that it makes your ears ring and your eyes water. Kiara, same thing for you at roughly the same time. You guys are right next to your rooms, right across from each other. Kaizen, what do you do with the sound of combat suddenly entering your room?
So instantly, he feels a bit comfortable because it's like the constant shift that he's used to and not ever remembering sleep and always just constantly being thrust in it. He feels a strange, just calm come over him. And then he realizes where he is and the sound of the pans and just thinks to himself, finally, I'm really going to have to get used to trying to sleep. And get up and I walk out in the hallway to see what the hell is happening.
You see Nohu just rush past you chasing a pan.
This is... I'm going to see if Nova's up.
Right at that time, you step out. Kiara, sounds of pots and pans go off. Gunfire is in your dreams suddenly. Something is attacking you and chasing you. What do you do?
Jump up, grab as many letters as possible, run outside, see it's Nohu, get extremely pissed, and I'm gonna try and disarm the other pot, because I know he has one in his hand and one chasing. I'm gonna try and disarm him.
Roll agile, Nohu, roll agile to try to keep hold of your pot. 17 from Nohu. What did you get?
Oh, why did mine go?
Yours didn't go.
Why did mine go?
And we got 17 there.
Oh.
You got a 9.
That's okay. I have many birthday aces,
There's
so
an
we're
ace.
gonna do this until I disarm Nohu, because that's...
That is a 17 to 17.
Also
That means a
a
reroll for
17.
both of you.
Oof. Dang it,
There's
Nohu!
a 20 from Nohu.
One more time. One more.
All right, here goes
use
another
one more.
ace.
One more.
This is really important
to
stuff.
me.
Oh, 20 to 20. Both of you have to reroll.
Oh my god.
There's a 13 and a
God
16.
damn it, Nohu! I'm leaving it. I don't care that much.
You tried your
Just
best.
kept trying. Like,
You're
crap.
like grabbing at him over and over
I
again.
have a
and
bunch
he's
of
like
like
running.
paper spilling out of my other arm, and I'm like,
No, I got it. Just got it too. I use one pan to attack the other pan and make the noise even louder.
Bang, bang, bang. And you just see him like
Sherry
running,
gave you
hitting the
+1.
pans together as he runs down the hall. Eventually, the pan runs into a wall and slides to the floor, and Nohu's able to grab it. You turn around to see Kaizen standing in the hallway. Nova finally coming out with her eyes bleary, and Clay has already left. The door is open. So, what do you say or do at that moment, Nohu?
Right. And I just toss the pans, preferably down the stairs if I was up a floor, and just have them do even more noise on their own. Now we can go.
Bing, 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 bing. Now we can go, he says, and everybody sees the group together. You all head down the stairs. You're provided
I'm gonna
some...
use all this chaos, by the way, as a chance to sleep a little bit right outside the inn.
You fall asleep inside of like the little flower bed right out there.
I'm gonna use the moss that everyone keeps mentioning that I have like as an earplug and like just sleep a little bit.
All right, you just fall asleep in the moss outside. So when everybody
Hoping
comes
to get
outside,
rid of
they'll
that
see you.
distraction thing that I have.
That's
Enough
not
to
going to be enough time unless everybody spends a great deal of time inside this inn. Everybody goes downstairs. You are provided some nice heady teas for breakfast, some sweet bread with a little bit of syrup, and some sort of bug sausages.
I haven't eaten
You have not.
since I was on the Clockwork Zephyr.
You have not.
Wow.
Yeah, I won't eat though.
Nova dives in, and it is the most wonderful thing you have ever had. Your entire body is ringing with positive sensation, and your mind just kind of slips out sideways and just decides to leave, becoming this feral, I'm going to eat everything until I can no longer do that thing.
You know what? I'm going to join her in eating, as this is the first character I've ever had who can eat.
That is true.
Hey,
You can also get
for
drunk.
all you know, this is how
Yeah, drunk.
everybody eats, right?
Yeah, all right. Start stuffing my face.
It's very discomforting to you, Kaizen, because usually partway through eating, you've traveled into a different position, so you just know that you have eaten the food, but you
Nova.
actually have to swallow, and after a certain point, you get this heavy feeling in your gut.
Nova, what do I have to swallow this, and then where does it go?
I feel like I was just gonna go into a little linky, like you letting it go down your throat hole. It goes into your stomach, and then it goes down, and it digests in stomach acid, and then it goes through the other way, and then you have to poop.
Some things are best forgotten, aren't they?
Well, you're not gonna forget because it's a thing that's gonna happen.
I'm sure it's going to be a wonderful first-time experience for me.
You know what?
I think I'm done, and I push my plate away.
You push it to the side.
Nova grabs it and pushes it towards her and starts eating it.
Enjoy your meal and your poop.
Clay, you have your breakfast, Kiara. You eat sparingly, feeling a little bit out of
Kiara's like that
sorts.
one black coffee person at breakfast. Like a singular black coffee.
Yep. And Nohu, you become more impatient as they're sitting there wasting your time with
I'm
food.
like just looking over the rim of the table, like standing at the tip of my toes, like staring intently at one person, being like, "Are you done?" And moving over to the other person. "Can we go now?" And moving over to another person. "Are you full now? We can eat on the road now."
Nova audibly growls at Nohu when he gets near her food.
I haven't been able to sleep. Let me at least drink my coffee. Ah!
Patchy comes in and drinks his coffee, and all of you proceed off down on the road shortly thereafter. You know who probably at the front bounding around. Obviously, there's not enough mounts here for everyone to take, one of those. So Hopper stays in the village, probably looked after by the individuals there, or even Brownie herself.
Yeah, I figured Brownie would like to have Hopper.
So you proceed to begin walking down the traveled path, heading east out of Stuckfoot, heading towards a goal that is going to be provided to you by Patchy. Now, Patchy, you have two potential targets that you really wanted the ingredients for first. Did you want to try to tackle the giant flying canopy stingers or the mind-altering Caaslav first?
Both sound so nice. How are you going to choose?
Patchy.
What? I'm sorry, I'm sleepy. What?
So which target are you going to choose first? Are you heading towards the giant flying canopy stingers or the mind-altering Caaslav first?
Wait, which one? The mind-altering Caaslav? I'm sorry, trying to catch it. I'm sleepy. I can't make plans when I'm sleepy.
While you're sleeping, Stephen Dewey has just given Anna how many birthday plus ones?
1, 2,
4
3,
total,
4.
3. I currently am sitting on 8 plus 1s and 3 aces.
Oh,
So.
jeez.
Man, my birthday's the end of June, y'all.
Listen, birthday. I'm willing to abuse this. It's fine.
Patchy, you're the one with the nowhere to go thing. Although Nohu did find a MILF, and that's one of those was the Caaslav.
Which
cave.
one's the MILF one? I want to make Nohu happy, so he shut up.
That's the Caaslav cave first.
Let's go check out the MILF.
All right.
Yeah, I got you. I don't really know how to get there. I got you all. Yeah, follow my lead.
And
Don't get
Nohu
lost.
proceeds
Can
to lead
someone
you.
please carry me while I sleep? I spent the entire night getting rid of the bodies you killed.
I try to carry Patchy.
It'd be better if you pulled him around with something. Oh, you put him on your back. He is a Skixin. Go ahead and
I'm
roll
just gonna
strong.
try. Nova was asked. Somebody was asked to do something. Nova's gonna try. She has a -4 strong,
Go ahead
so
and
I'm
roll
saying
that
she's going to
strong.
try.
I'm not much better. I know better
That
than
is
to
a
do this.
Nova like goes to pick you up and almost falls over.
You know what? It's okay.
Wait.
Actually,
I'll take him. And I fashion my cape into a little sling like you'd hold an infant.
you
Go
know
ahead
what?
and roll that strong. For me,
Actually, I have candies for this. I realize one of my alchemist abilities removes distraction.
Kaizen, that was tough.
So
Not strong.
we're
Perhaps you should do that.
establishing Patchy's kind of a little bit chunky here.
Yeah.
You can't
Kaizen,
let-
that was a tough roll you rolled, not a strong roll.
Oh, good. Yes.
Oh,
Hold on.
that is good.
Critical
Oh.
failure.
Are you sure?
I love it.
Critical failure.
Ace trying to carry a
I'm
damn mouse.
failing to lift him up, and then Kaizen's like, "Oh, Nova, hold on, I've got it."
All right.
And then whatever happens.
Kaizen
And
with
then
a
he
critical
poops himself
failure.
because he doesn't know how pooping works.
Oh!
That comes later.
Kaizen with a critical failure. Would you like to do something that makes everything harder on you or your team? There's an ace from
Obviously.
McSherry. She's
Oh,
ruining
thank you,
my
McSherry.
fun. Ruining my fun. Jeez.
Dumb way.
Come on, strong. I don't
Hey.
want to hurt myself yet, you guys.
There you go, 19.
19.
Okay, this time you fashion a little sling and carry around little Patchy inside of it like an infant, curled up like a little mouse and with a cat sitting on top of it, and you just start walking like a pregnant mom because you get that big belly with all the. Anyway,
And I'm gonna exude stillness to him, so he'll just be quiet and sleep.
there is a calm that radiates over you, Patchy, unlike anything you've had in a while, and it very much lulls you very quickly to sleep.
Hush, little
Thank you,
Patchy,
thank
don't say a word.
Here you go, a piece of a little piece of medicine that will help you, give you +1 in a scene. Take it.
Yeah. Thank you.
You take his medicine, and
+1 in a scene. What does that mean?
and Patchy
Maybe we're
passes
in the
out
theater.
very quickly.
Use it this 24 hours, or these things will not work. You and I need to talk about the stuff you saw too.
Nohu
Yes, we
travels
just-
through the brush, heading to where this MILF is. Nohu, give me a tough roll to see how successful you are at bushcraft.
Of course. The best.
That is an
Ow.
11. That's not terrible, but everybody here is going to have to struggle a little bit through the brush as he brings you in places that only he can really fit through easily, and you kind of stumble and move through it. It's going to take you a little longer to get there, and everybody's a bit more tired when they arrive and hungry.
That's the hallmark of a good adventure.
What
Yep.
happens, baby?
And you arrive at the outskirts of a place.
The outskirts of the MILF.
The outskirts of the MILF.
I say, Melf, we're there.
So at the edge of this location, you're all just kind of walking about, and you see a dark cave entrance. You can hear the sound of scratching within. Nova, you hear Alice McCree's voice come from within the cave, asking you what you're doing there. Why the hell are you on Miocenis? Kiara, she's here. She's calling to you, and in front of you,
Excuse
the
you?
cave fades away, and you now see a manor. You hear the sound of music, and you see a ball in full swing. She steps to the door, dressed to the nines in a beautiful outfit, and reaches her hand out to you. It is about time, my love. Clay.
Okay, bye. Bye, everyone. Goodbye.
Clay, your family looks up to you from this building you found yourself outside of. How are they here? Why are they here? You hear your child yell, "Dad," and start running in your direction. Patchy, you're asleep. So you'll figure that out next time.
What? I wanted to know what wait for me. I'm awake now.
All right,
Very
fine,
clear.
fine.
We're very clear you were asleep the whole time.
You will wake up when you arrive and people start jostling you about, sure. You're standing there and you see your family around you, an ancient family you haven't seen in a long time. Since They were scattered to the winds since they were gone. You see standing in front of them, ghostly as they're appearing to you, a formula written on a white chalkboard. A return formula. Nohu, in front of you, you see a chasm. You see across it a huge tightrope, and at the other end, a massive golden statue filled with rubies and gems. And a bunch of other kobolds stand on that side, waving to you. You can make it! You can make it! We believe in you! Kaizen, you see the crack appear in front of you. On the other side of it is your family. You feel like you could pull them through at this point in time. And with that scene, we fade to black as tonight's episode ends. Thank you all for watching Dreams of Silver and Stone, everybody here, brought to you by Roll for Chaos. We hope that you have enjoyed tonight's experience, and next week, we will see what the hell all this is about. And we're going to go around the table. Tell us who you are, where we can find you, maybe find more about you, and give us something you enjoyed about this experience or something you're looking forward to. And we'll start off again at random. Last time it was Clay. This time it is Blitzen Gamer. You are up first, Nova.
Yeah, I'm Shannon, and I'm Blitzen Gamer on the Twitter and things, and on Tuesday, well, you can find me here on Roll for Chaos on Tuesdays with Mr. Alleviant Devil over there hosting Roll Charisma, which is super fun and always a blast. So come join us. We've got some really awesome people coming on. It's just going to be a blast. And then I'm here. And then I also do other random things when people invite me to one-shots or various things like that. So that's always exciting. And yeah, I enjoyed... I'm really enjoying playing a silly character with Steven, actually. I'm very much enjoying the back and forth, and our characters are supposed to be semi-serious, but it is not working out that way. So embrace it. But that's me.
Absolutely. The two of you are...
and happy birthday, Anna!
Happy birthday, Anna! We'll sing you the song here in a minute. Moving on over to Anna.
No
I said no singing.
I know you did. So,
I will leave, and then your layout's gonna get all fucked up. I will do it. I will end this call.
You're like that mother that goes to a restaurant and you tell her, please don't tell the waiters that it's my birthday. I don't want that whole...
I hate that. I will never... If we go to a restaurant, never. No one ever tell them it's my birthday. I will cry in public.
It is your turn, Anna. Birthday girl. Aww.
Speaking of birthdays.
There we go. That's a good one.
Birthday
to you. Okay, we stopped. Go ahead.
Hi guys, I'm Anna, also known as Sanctum Cosplays. Yes, it is my birthday. Thank you everyone for the birthday aces and the birthday +1s that will now carry over into other things when I have to stop Nohu from clattering pots and pans at ungodly hours in the morning. I now have a +8 to help me do that, so it's fine. You can catch me just...
Nat 21 Adventures, thank you very much for the raid. We have just wrapped up. We will be looking at raiding another channel.
Every time we wrap up.
Yeah, no, it's just we should just start playing at this time of the night, I think. That's what we've learned here. But thank you very much for being here.
Another hour longer.
We're saying our goodbyes for tonight, and go ahead and
do
continue.
drop us a follow and check us out and watch the VOD as it comes down and see if you like our content. Hang around and tell your friends.
Absolutely. We would love to have you here to enjoy these experiences as well. But thank you again very much, Nat 21 Adventures.
Yeah.
Okay, no pressure now, Anna.
Well, I was just going to say you can catch me literally just here on Thursdays, either doing this wonderful game or running dumb other games to fill up space when we're off every third week of this game. I'm in the works of trying to get a better system, so eventually I can stream another game, but we'll figure that out when that time comes. But yeah, thank you guys so much for coming out. Thank you guys for all of the birthday fun. I still love everything about Nohu, because anytime you turn your back, or like Strat is quiet for like 3 minutes, I'm like, what dumb thing is Nohu doing in the background? Like, literally, it's like one of those, like, when your kids are too quiet, or like your pets are too quiet, and you're like, what the hell are they into? So like when Strat's not talking, I'm like, what is he doing? What is Nohu doing? Where is Nohu? And he's like in the back getting his tongue stuck to ice. Like, so I'm a little scared for that when it comes to like dire situations. But right now it's fun and I'm enjoying it.
What is Nohu doing while we're being eaten by a dragon?
Getting his tongue stuck on ice, or peeing and making a statue come alive. We don't know.
Getting creepy tulip flowers that wander off into the woods.
Yeah,
which
Ty,
is not where
next season,
Periwinkle was.
Can I be a tulip person? Can I
Be a
next season?
tulip person?
I would
in next
love to be a
season?
tulip person. Yeah, thanks.
Hey, he didn't say anything about the tulips in the morning after, so I'm sure it's all okay.
I didn't. You're right. Speaking of tulip people, we move on over to Clay. Rob, your turn.
Yes, I'm Rob B. Rolling. When I'm not playing a scoundrel, I am a scoundrel myself. You can find me on my Twitch and Twitter, Rob B. Rolling. Now that I have this wonderful webcam, should be doing a little more solo streaming here. Plenty of viewer decision things. But if you want to see me doing more TTRPG stuff, check out the wonderful Valdrian's channel every Wednesday evening for my very homebrewed 5th edition game, Revenge of the Gith, as well as the Not Quite Heroes podcast. You can find us at NQH Podcast on Twitter. We're a D&D, 5e, and Quest podcast, which I have a very large hand in our recent arc here. So, yeah, go check all of that good stuff out.
Absolutely. Very cool things here. And the man's a brilliant genius, so follow him around.
Also, maybe go when it's out, look at the Like Clockwork one-shot we just ran.
Yes, we have the VOD out, but we will have the YouTube version of it probably next week sometime. So that was a lot of fun. Moving on over to Steven. Kaizen, go.
Yellow. I am LDV and Devil, Steven. You can catch me on all of the social media platforms, and you can catch me here on Tuesdays, co-hosting Roll Charisma with Miss Glitzen Gamer over there, as stated earlier. And of course, you can catch me here playing Kaizen on Thursday evenings. And if you want to check out more new art, check out my Instagram.
What scene did either one of you like? You didn't say what you enjoyed about it.
Oh, what scene did I enjoy? I like the back and forth with Patchy. It's awfully fun because now he's all suspicious and doesn't know what I know, and I can mess with him, and I love that idea.
It's fun when one of your character ideas can be broken by an in-game mechanic relatively simply. But, you know, we're going to move on. Rob, you never gave yours, so why don't you do yours?
Yes, I totally did blank on that. Also, another thing I blanked on is every Monday evening with the wonderful Sanctum Cosplays, Temporal Mechanic, and Stephen Dewey, we are playing through the Blackout Club, so check us that out every Monday evening with that. But fair part of the game tonight, I mean, honestly, I'm just loving seeing all these character things develop, and already having Clay just getting super triggered on all his past, and you throwing a surrogate child at him right at the beginning of the campaign, very intentionally. So, having fun, having him internally freak out about all of that.
Yes, and that wasn't intentional at all.
I know. Of course not.
And speaking of not intentional at all, we move on over to Sanan and Patchy.
What are these speaking ofs that you have?
It's my thing, okay? Just let me have my thing.
They never make sense, and I'm really confused.
Again, it's not tacos.
They're not supposed
so,
to make sense. It's just supposed to be
like
silly.
tacos. Like, I'm Turkish. I ate my first taco like 5 years ago or something. I don't get why we're speaking of tacos. But yeah. I don't know. Hey everyone. My name is Sanan. Zajibashi. Playing when I'm not here playing the lovable rat. I mean, I hope lovable, but apparently everyone's very suspicious of me, and everyone's scared.
You
of
held
me.
a man in your back room. Of course, we're suspicious.
At the end of every session, yet you were the one who haven't you killed people at this point, right? No.
You put him in ice and jellified his innards into smoothie contents.
I don't kill them.
I just shot a man in the face.
With them. I'm experimenting.
That's objectively less awful.
He suffered a whole lot less than the man in your back room.
I'm trying to save an entire race of people. You all could just.
Oh, I see. The ends justify the means.
Yeah,
that's fine.
it.
Okay,
Right.
never mind.
What was your favorite moment, Sanan?
You're the one who's going to tell me about ends justifying the means.
Yeah, exactly. I can understand. I can understand where you're coming from, Sinan.
You started triggering me right now.
I understand where you're coming from, buddy.
Look at the pretty butterflies. I like butterflies.
We'll just move on.
Think of Felicia.
Character for end justifying the means. Right.
Sinan. Chicken's back there. Chicken.
Go
She
get
loves you.
chicken. Where's chicken? Where's chicken's outro?
I'm so now I'm playing the lovely nope, I was about to say Scaps, not Patchy. And besides that, I'm not really doing any TTRPG streaming lately because I've like given a bit of a break on that besides this game, which I'm loving a lot. However, apparently according to Ty, I might drop in Sparrows at one point as Admiral Cal, which will be fun. But besides that, real life, some of the work stuff going on in my personal life has kind of prevents me from doing more TTRPGs lately. But you can find me every Thursday here. And my favorite scene. I liked the group coming together. I liked Nohu not pissing on something that turned into something bad, but like nice. Yeah, group coming together was nice.
That's
You
good.
say that until those tulips come and kill us in our sleep.
Just
That's what I'm
strangling
thinking.
you with their little
Also-
vines.
Also, just I don't know how intentional all of this is, but like all the connections you keep doing, Ty, that are like, or the way your story kind of comes together, even from the earlier episodes. At least with my personal story and the stuff that's going on, a lot of things are like echoing, but also the whole El Dorado thing that I sent to Clay's character, but the way that I thought this was some random place in the planet that I knew, but then suddenly it's the thing that's most important in my backstory, and I'm like, what?
I'm
Damn.
sorry. I just do what I can when it comes to
God,
making.
You are
This is the third campaign you've been in Aether and Steamworks with Ty Sinan. I think at this point, if it's surprising to you that he does that shit, it's kind of on you, my homie.
No, I mean, every time it surprises me. I mean, what's wrong with that?
There's nothing. You know what? You're right.
No,
You
nothing
you
wrong.
do you, boo.
All right, everybody, and I
And Ty Burst.
am Ty Burst. I'm creator of this game that we're playing, Aether and Steamworks. If you want to get your copy, of course, McSherry has shared a link over there. Check that out online. You can catch me, Laud Evenstar, on DeviantArt and Twitter. And then here, I GM this game, and I GM the one on Friday, Sparrows, at 5:30 Pacific time. And I produce and I do art for this whole channel, make the videos and that kind of stuff. And I look forward to each and every one of our games that we play. They are so much fun. I love the one-shots. I can't wait to see what the next one we have in the community is going to be. And for all of you out there, just check us out. Give us a follow. Watch some of our videos. We know what we're doing. We're all amazing people. And that's just tooting our own horns, of course, but I'm going to do it anyway. And we will see you all later. Thank you again for coming to watch tonight. And we hope to see you again soon. Good night, everybody, and thank you very much. We're going to stick around here for just a moment. I'll get you all set up in a new raid if you want. You can get some of our points here, which you can use towards stuff we do or not. Goodbye.